Just in case you are keeping score, 6 years ago, this podcast, The World According to Rockett, was born. But life had other plans for me. After facing 3 major surgeries, including the formidable triple coronary bypass, yes, it hurt, and yes, it was scary as F. Weathering the global upheaval of the pandemic that shut down my other businesses and shut down people's lives all over the world, my podcast was forced to go silent. But today, Rockett Man is officially back. And please don't be offended when I refer to myself as a third party. I know it's stupid, but cut me some slack. This podcast is a revival of my old radio show energy, and it will be bringing you a slate of commentary, satire, and sharp-witted insights that I think you might enjoy. With an unfiltered approach, as I have been doing for the past couple of years, we'll dive into Tennessee football because that's at the top of my list. As you know, my roots lie deep there. We'll also veer into pop culture, exposing the absurdities and showcasing just how wild and ridiculous the world has become. How did we ever get to where we are right now? This last decade has just been staggeringly stupid. You can expect moments of sheer hilarity, honest outrage, and stories that will make you scream through the rooftop of your Subaru if you have a Subaru. There'll be some bad words. Depend on that. Sometimes I will censor them, sometimes I will bleep them, but they will always be a part of this show. If that is something you find offensive, it's probably not the show for you. Your feelings may get bruised. There are no safe spaces here. I will tell you exactly how I feel about stuff. One thing is for sure, you're going to find yourself on a roller coaster of moments that are as enlightening as they are entertaining. So, buckle up. Welcome back to The World According to Rockett. Its official start date today.
Boys and girls, here he is. He's the heartthrob of assisted living happy hours all over Rocky Top. It's The World According to Rockett.
I got to tell you, I'm excited about the relaunch of this thing. I hope you'll do your part, whatever you can, share, like, comment, and let's just kick some ass with this thing. I'm dependent on you. Here we go. Kentucky, Tennessee. As we see last game, just recap here, Alabama, Tennessee was the computer model actually was 28-20, Alabama over Tennessee. But when we break it all down, they were trending down and Tennessee was trending up, which put it at 27-27. And as we know, it came out, 24-17? Oh, man, that cigar was one of the best ones I've had in a long time. Let's look at Kentucky and Tennessee. The real odds are 16.5, according to ESPN's power rating. Vegas opened it up at 13. One of these days, I'm going to tell you a story I heard about how they opened this up. I do not know whether it's true or not. It makes total sense to me. And one of these days, I'm going to tell you this story. I'm going to try to get some confirmation on it before I do. It opened up at 13, and now it's back up to 17.5. So that's kind of where it should be. Tennessee's a 16-17, 18-point favorite in his football game. Okay? Tennessee scores 34.7 points a game, Kentucky 19. You can see here by the strength of records that Tennessee takes care of business. These are rankings. 11th in the country, 70th in the country. These are rankings based on the teams that they play and how well that they did against them, given the fact that they should have accomplished this much. Whether they did or not is reflected by this ranking right here. So let's look at the offense, Tennessee's offense versus Kentucky's defense. Clearly, it's a push there. So what does that mean? Oh, well, they're not going to do well. No, it means they're going to do very well. It means they're going to score this many points, right? Because there are no deductions here. The offense performing the way it is, and there's not a huge defensive problem or a challenge because of that, they're going to score 35 points. Take it to the bank. Let's look at Kentucky's offense versus our defense. Holy crackers. There's almost a 50-point deficit there, right? Now, typically what that means is for every 10 points of a deficit, you subtract a point from what they can do or what's expected of them or what their average is. So that's 5 points right there. That's almost 50 points. So what I'm going to do is deduct 5 points from what they normally score, which is down to 14, right? The special teams is kind of a push, right? The points per play, which is a huge metric to look at, leaves it at 21-14, Tennessee. We're going to apply a 15% road tax because they're coming into Neyland. Normally, it's a 5%, 7% road tax when a team's on the road. But because they're coming to Neyland, they're getting hammered with a 15% road tax, right? And that's going to drop them down to 12. We're going to drop it down to, because of their strength of schedule, their strength of record, not their schedule. We've got like a 21-10 thing going on. And because this is so dramatic, their offense versus our defense, hell, they may not even score at all. It's possible. So this is what the football Yoda model is looking at, 35-10. When I look at the trend, Tennessee is trending up right here. And I said I had Bama here, but this is actually Kentucky. They're just all over the place. And from their last game, 20-10, they're trending down. So there's good news this weekend. Unless something bizarre happens, I'm calling this game at 41-14. I'm being generous here. Tennessee, 41. Kentucky, 14. Now, I do not know whether you're following the election as closely as I do or not. I think we all should be following it, no matter whose side you're on. But this whole Elon Musk thing, I don't know whether you're aware of the details of what's going on. So let me just kind of explain it to you. A couple of weeks ago, Elon Musk, he's all in with Trump, and it's anticipated that he's going to have a very integral part of this government should Trump get elected, in terms of doing what he did to Twitter, and that is get rid of about 80% of the people that were clogging up the damn thing. Whether this happens or not, whether he can actually do that with the deep state or not, I don't know. We shall see. But I wanted to show you what he's doing and what he has done. Dude is amazing. So about 2 weeks ago, what he did was say, you know what, I have created a PAC, Political Action Committee, and what I'm going to do, I'm pretending I'm Elon, is I'm going to give $1 million a day away to people who come and sign this petition, which is basically in support of the Constitution, particularly with free speech, number one, and right to bear arms, number two. All you have to do is come to this website, I'll show it to you in a minute, and register. And every day for the next 14 or 15 days, whatever it was, I'm going to give away $1 million to somebody just randomly. All right? Just going to kind of show you what that looks like here. Hang on.
I think there's the potential for us to have an amazing, exciting future, but we just have to work hard to make that happen. And to circle back, I think essential to making that happen is electing President Trump. I think there's
okay, so he's down for Trump. Now, let me show you. This is crazy. This is amazing. Let me just play you this. This is one of the winners. It's not lip service. This actually happened
in America. And
okay, so that's crazy. Elon Musk is a no bullshit kind of guy. He says what he's going to do, and then oddly, he does it. That is so weird. You say, yeah, well, Rocket Man, that's just one guy. That's just one guy. No, hang on. let me show you this. This is the place where you go register for this. Now, there's a caveat that I failed to mention. You have to be in the swing states. Pennsylvania, Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, and or North Carolina. You have to be a voter in those states. If you are a voter in those states, you can go to this website, petition.theamericapac.org, and register right here. Just your name, email address, phone, and street address, and sign the thing. And you are automatically in the drawing to win $1 million. Now, today is the 31st, Halloween, when we produce this show. And so that means 31st, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 6 more days. If you're in one of those states, I would highly recommend that you go register here. Here are the other winners. I think there are 13 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah. There are 13 and 6 more to go. What? Really? What? That's crazy. That is just absolutely crazy. Again, the caveat, you got to be in Pennsylvania, Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, or North Carolina. Now, if you have people in those states, maybe that's not you. Maybe it is. If you have people in those states, you might want to give them a heads up. And there's also an appreciation payment. You'll receive $47 for each registered voter in those states that sign this petition. For example, if you have 10 people in North Carolina and you get them to sign this petition, you'll get $470. The dude puts his money where his mouth is. And my mind is still blown that he caught that rocket falling out of the sky, the largest thing that's ever been shot into the space atmosphere. Yeah, he catches it on the way back. Unbelievable. Our goal is to get 1 million registered voters in swing states to sign in support of the Constitution, particularly freedom of speech and the right to bear arms. If you're not following the election results, there is a website called Polymarket. You can follow anything in this in terms of betting odds. Right now, Trump is 61.7% to Harris's 38.4%. He's down 4 4.5. She's up 4.5. And these are the electoral, I always say that, electoral state breakdown at the moment. This is very interesting to look at. And here are the swing states at this moment. This is all based on early voting. I'm sure there are some projected registers voting as well in these numbers. But the early voting numbers for Trump is outrageous, given Republicans don't do this well typically. And I should include myself in there. I'm an independent. But Republicans typically don't do well in these early voting polls. But he's winning literally. And oops, well, that changed. Michigan flipped as before this morning. That's interesting. I mean, after this morning, earlier this morning, I thought he was in the lead on that one. She'll probably win the popular vote. Probably. Because they have those voodoo things they do. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, this is an interesting thing. Presidency, 62%. The Senate, they're looking to win the Senate. Likely to win the Senate. And the toss-up is going to be the House at 55. So if those things interest you, they interest the crap out of me. You might want to look at that. Hey, I just want to send out a huge shout out to our sponsor, DockeryDestinations.com. Man, they have been here from the beginning, even through the sick times and the down times, and they've been fantastic. Not only as friends, but as a sponsor for this podcast. We're back up and running. I'm happy to share this with them. If you have any ideas that you would like to go around the world or go around the corner, it doesn't matter. You need to meet Deb Dockery. You need to meet Trey Dockery. You need to know these people because they can make your vacation, luxury travel dreams come true in a heartbeat. All you got to do is give them a call. You can visit them at their website at DockeryDestinations.com, or you can call them at 615-863-1263. DockeryDestinations.com. First day back officially, as I requested earlier. Anything you can do to help, whether it's sharing or commenting or just going rah, 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 or sending a super thanks or sending a super chat when we do those. I'd appreciate your support. Man, I feel like I'm running. So, here's what we're doing tomorrow. Tomorrow, Oregon is going to win the Oregon is going to end up being the number one football team in America. They're not going to get beat by anybody that they have left to play. They're going to be number one. Okay? So, and Tennessee is going to end up, depending on what happens with Georgia, Tennessee is going to end up being around where they are, 7, 8. If they beat Georgia, they're going to be up 2 or 3. Okay? So I thought it would be fun. What I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to take Oregon's numbers and I'm going to take Tennessee's numbers and just say, okay, let's look at that game. Let's look at that game, run it through Football Yoda, and see what that might look like. So don't miss tomorrow's episode of The World According to Rockett. As always, thank you for being here. Go Big Orange.